Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
QSR Simulations is coming to you live from the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. In the era of restrictor plate racing, this 1.54 mile Atlanta Motor Speedway vies the fellow Speedway Motorsports facility, Texas and Charlotte, as the fastest track in NASCAR. Get set for the fastest cars of NASCAR here in Georgia. Welcome in, everybody. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper. And it's another great show here for race number 2 of QSR's Chase for the Cup. Race analysis up on your screen here. 100 laps at the 1.54 mile. 2 green, white checkered hips. 100% fuel and tires. Oh, so important here for the classic Atlanta that we all knew and loved back in the early 2000s. Track map up on your screen, 24 degrees of banking, and yes, this track has been reconfigured, but we're going back to the original. Atlanta has always been a good show. And if you take a look at the points here, Kendrick Hom able to get the first win of the season at Daytona. Well, last season's winner, Jeremy Burns, is back in 14th place to begin this season. So as I said before, my name's Bradley Cooper at VSpeedSim, and here tonight we're going to go flag-to-flag coverage as we set up to grid here. So just about to take you trackside now and get that information to you up on your screen. Well, here it is right now. Daniel Molnix getting a 30.362 to start on the pole, with Christian Rodrigo a 30.461. Starting in row number 2, we'll have Wyatt Walker with Jeremy Burns in the 4th position. That spot's going to go to Joseph Terciano and Ethan Wisnowski in 6th. 7th position, Brent Allen with Ronnie Joyner in the 8th spot. And row number 5 to round out that top 10, Quentin Stewart and Chris Nail. Owen Vanoy is going to start in 11th with Mitchell Costner in the 12th spot. Spencer Johnson 13th tonight. Mike Petrin in the 14th position. Kendrick Hom, the points leader, in 15th. Dirk Likes, the points leader over on the other side of things for a week there or two. He'll start 16th. Bryson Witherspoon will start in 17th. Frank Walsh in 18th. And rounding out this 19-car field here today, well, that belongs to Zach White in the number 77. Oh, we're having a couple little technical difficulties here, but we're going to get it sorted out for you. Let's get the sounds of these stock cars rolling for you. Well, it appears that everything failed on my sound, so excellent work here today. We're going to make a huge mistake and show the UI. Excellent job. Everything's going great today. Would you look at that? Hey, we got sound. That's awesome. Great job. We also have Daniel Molnix on the inside of Christian Rodrigo for turn number 3. He barely comes by to lead lap number 1. Rodrigo out there on the outside. Burns already works his way up to 3rd. Hot on the back bumper. Almost 3 wide, peaking there for a moment. On board with Jeremy Burns as he takes it to the outside for the lead. And he'll take over the first spot here on lap number 3. So already gets around the 33 and the 2. Remember, Burns dominant last season, but when Daniel Molnix, Ronnie Joyner, these guys started to race late in the season, they kind of took over and got a few wins. It wasn't until Kansas that the 97 actually rebounded. It was actually the 19 last season that he actually came back and was able to get another win. 5 wins on the season last year. And Burns takes over here on lap 3. He's going to lead 2 of them now. Rodrigo holding off. A hard-charging Wyatt Walker in the 85. He gets around the 2 car as well. Maybe a little tire saving going on for the 2 car right now. Wouldn't be surprised to see that from Molnix. He's pretty much mastered it. The main thing is the 2 car has a lap lead, and that's what you want coming into the race early in the season. You want to get as many points as possible. Car up into the wall, though. And I want to say that was Wyatt Walker made a little mistake coming through turn 1 and 2. Let's back that up on the replay and see what happened to him. Slight little miscalculation maybe here on the outside line. Yeah, he just didn't lift early enough. Floats it up into the outside wall. Actually hits it twice, but did a heck of a job to not come down and collect anybody. They almost go 4 wide coming out of turn 2. So heads up driving here, we stay green. Rodrigo has fallen off about half a second. He has the 2 to the inside. Daniel Molnix, Ronnie Joyner going after him. So another pass for position. The guy that started outside the front row here, falling back to the 4th spot. He's trying to hold off Ethan Wisnowski in the number 5. A little loose moment there for the 5 car. Got it a little bit too low in the quad oval. Has to catch this machine, get it back settled. Wisnowski falls off back to 6th. This car looks like a handful. It looks like old Atlanta. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. This is the action we want to see. I'd love to see the track go back to this. But even with the new configuration, you put these cars out there on that surface, they have so much horsepower that they still have to lift after a few laps to just get through these corners. They'll still steer with the right rear. Burns pulls out now about 4/10. He had half a second, but that was to Ruck Regal. Now Molnick's back up into the 2nd position. They're going to try to chase this 97 car down. So through your top 5, got Jeremy Burns, Daniel Molnix, Ronnie Joyner, Christian Ruck Regal, and Chris Nail up 5 positions, up to 5th. Riding on board with him now. He's hung pace with these guys. He's no slouch here tonight. You can see they're lifting a lot here through the center of the corner just to try to get this car to turn. He's going to make a move on Ruck Regal for the 4th spot now. Slides up the racetrack a little bit. Ruck Regal's going to play defense on the outside. Looks like Wisnowski starting to rebound. He got loose a couple times there, but starting to pick the pace back up. He's faster than a couple guys in front of him here. Mitchell Costner, also one of the faster cars. Fastest car on the racetrack right now, though, you wouldn't believe it. It's the 2 car. He's chased down Burns. He's got him under 0.2 of a second as they cross the line. So on the outside here, still trying to make the pass for the 4th spot. Cannot get around the 33. Finally clears him going down the back straightaway, and now Nail can focus on the 2 in front of him. He's putting down some fast laps. He's actually faster than the lead 3 cars. Running that high line, he might be onto something. Molnix, meanwhile, has caught up to Jeremy Burns, working on the inside. Battle for the lead is hot right now. Closing the door there for Burns. He's not going to allow Molnix to get to the inside through 3 and 4, and that's one of the turns you can kind of drive a little bit more flat-footed. But in 1 and 2, the outside, kind of like Las Vegas, you can play that middle line and play a little defense. He'll allow Molnix to get down there and get below him, but he'll get a better drive off. Here he just completely closes the door, gives dirty air to the front of the 2. He's going to have to change his points of interest to get in and out of that corner. But he's got a mirror full right now. Burns holding on for about 13 laps here, 14 to be exact. Move to the outside now, way up towards the wall. Molnix is going to ride it. Can he get the run? He will. And a power move coming out of 2 puts Molnix up to the front. Another change for the lead here in a short stint. We're not even a quarter of a way through this race. We're going to see officially 3 lead changes, considering your pole sitter just got back to the front. So this battle subsides. Now the 92 of Costner is going to try to work on the outside. Everybody's taking that high line now. It looks like it's prevailing. Gets right around the 33. Wisnowski has fallen back a little bit more. He's actually lost pace with these top 5. Thought he was going to have a little bit more speed here at the beginning of the run, but looks like maybe the right rear has burned off. He's really chasing it up the racetrack, not able to drive that car like he was the first go, and we saw it through the quad oval there. He got a little loose. And I've got a guy joining me up here in the booth. It's Alec Martinez. Alec, we've got about 20 laps in the books here. Daniel Molnix takes the lead back after starting on the pole.
We have, and I'll tell you what, Daniel did a great job saving his tires early in that run to get by Jeremy Burns. And now you look, I mean, he's got that clean air. He's starting to sail away again. Sorry for being a little late, a little bit of an issue today, but other than that, it's good to be back here in the booth. And Atlanta, man, one of the best tracks, especially with these Gen 4 cars.
Gen 4 car, pretty much born and raised on this racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
The power that these things lay down, even at the new Atlanta, we were talking about that at the beginning of the broadcast, how even at the new Atlanta, it's kind of a lift. You still can't drive this car flat-footed the whole run because it's just got so much horsepower.
So much horsepower, so much wheel spin and torque these cars have too, with about 900 horsepower in each of these cars. And how about that? Ronnie Joyner going to get by Burns. And I think Burns is starting to reap the effects of the tires so hard. He's losing spots left and right here. And I think right now he's going to be struggling here on the rest of this run. I know 100-lap race is pretty short, but I think right now he's really starting to struggle. I think he pushed his tires a little too hard to try to get ahead of Molnix, and right now he's paying the price.
Yeah, you can see it on the lap totals. He's in the 33.5s on some of these laps, and unfortunately loses another spot, now back to 5th. All within about 2 laps, he's lost all these positions. But remember, last season's champion, for a reason. He doesn't finish in the top 3 without figuring it out. So maybe this was just one of those learning curve runs, and he'll come down pit road, maybe learn that, hey, we'll save the tires a little bit more on that next run. We'll be up there at the end.
Always rebound, always recover, and that's what champions do. They'll find a way to recover, and I think if we're talking Jerry Burns, a champion, I got to think that he'll have some time to recover, and especially this field is getting spread out. A caution kind of brings him back into it, but right now this field's getting a little bit spread out, and we know Atlanta, the way the tires fall off here, they fall off really, really quick, and this field's getting pretty spread out. A good battle between the 3 of Dirk Likes and then Kendrick Horn as well. Everybody's kind of getting spread out, but there's still some action on the track, and as the 97 continues to kind of fall back, it's kind of creating about a 4-car pack, kind of stacking up, and these 2 right behind them, sitting about a second behind. They're catching slowly but surely, but they're about to get battling because that 25 of Hendricks is there. Speaking of that, there comes the 3.
Oh, he's sideways.
Oh, he's going to save it. What a save. The question is, did he make pit road speed?
I think he was at pit road speed, but man, he was sideways. I thought he was going to go out on the grass.
He sure was wheeling there, and good save there. I'd love to get a replay of that, and I got to think soon the 97, if we're seeing pit stops this early, the 97 is going to bring it in soon with the tire fall off she's been having. So let's see right here. It's like clips the apron, and then, man, he is just downshifting the wheel spins, wheel hopping into pit road, and a great job from not speeding and getting a massive penalty, although getting out of pit road, yeah, no penalty there for the 3, so stepped in as hard as he could and didn't get a speeding penalty. See how much time he gains, and especially with how much horsepower these cars have. One of the harder pit road exits to get off of.
He'll come back out. He'll be one of the first cars that was already, that was still on the lead lap to come down pit road. Owen Van Noy actually had some problems there. He's 2 laps down now in the 94 machine. He pitted way early. Bryson Witherspoon also in the same boat. Some problems here to start this race out. He's 5 laps down. So the rest of this field yet to force the hand. Dirk Likes headed from about the 11th position. Nobody really choosing to join just yet. And we still got plenty of fuel in these machines.
There is, and the top 5 is kind of pulling away. I think if they can get about 50, 51, 52 laps on fuel, it's a lot to ask for tires, but I do think it's a possibility of being able to stretch it, number 1. But number 2, I think it's going to help a lot more to cut this race in half. Yeah, 50 lap run is a lot to ask for these cars and these tires, but if it's doable, it's probably going to be the fastest route, because one pit stop probably, no matter what the tire fall off, it's probably trump the 1 stops or the 2 stop strategies. Oh, there's contact with the wall at the 83 of Joseph Turciano. Got up into the outside wall and lost 2 positions when the Ethan Wisnowski, I think Ruckriegel was still in 5th. He was running him down, used the wall, and then got up into it, and now some right front damage to that 83 car.
Back on the instant replay. This happens right at the entrance of 1. He slides up the track. We saw that earlier with the 83 as well. It just overshoots the entry to the corner, and kind of the same thing where, once you pull it off that wall, you get sideways.
He got the wall again. Might be struggling with the right front, pushing that right front tire a little too hard, and got up into the wall again, and now he's battling here with Kendrick Horner, the 25, who's really starting to turn up the pace in that car on the long run here. That 97 is still falling back here, losing a spot to Brett Allen, might lose another one to Quentin Stewart.
Yeah, it's looking like he's got the anchor out right now, and unfortunately, you go up there and lead some laps, but you don't realize how far you're pushing it. Molnix and Joyner were completely content with letting that 97 go up there and lead a few laps while they save their tires. Now they're just setting off into the sunset.
Yeah, the top 4 are gone. I mean, you see Danny Molnix, he's got about a 1.5-second lead over the 92 Mitchell Koster, but other than that, he's got a 5-second gap to 5th with Christian Ruckriegel. I mean, that's a long gap. And the top 4, unless a caution comes out or any pit road mistakes, they're pretty much separated themselves from the field. And here comes the 3 behind these guys on way fresher tires, about 20 lap fresher tires. Watch him just blow by these guys into turn 3. I know you see the 5 kind of fishtail there a little bit, but watch how much speed the 3 car is going to have compared to these 2 ahead of him. I mean, look at that. Just blows by the 5. He'll have no issue getting by the 33 here off of turn number 4.
Oh, they are having issues.
Almost had a big issue there with the 3 getting to the 33.
Yeah, that was a close one. Very loose there, and you thought maybe the fresh tires for the 3 car, he pushed the issue there on the exit.
Oh, 83 got the wall again, man. That 83 is struggling running the top.
These cars look like a handful here tonight, Alec.
They are.
Every second that ticks by, there's another car getting up into the wall, getting sideways. Yep, they're wheeling it. This is the dirt track at this point.
That's just a part of it, man. I love watching these guys kind of slide around, but that's what I'm noticing is a lot of guys just almost all over the place, really. I mean, these guys are slipping, sliding. You see another car getting up into the wall, 85. Wyatt Walker gets in the wall, and he's stuck in it. It's out of it now, but man, that was a big hit to the outside. It started 3rd and it's fallen all the way back to 12th, and now right front damage. Makes you think, with how much tire fall off we're seeing, are we going to start seeing tire failures here? And the 97 is really off the pace. I don't know if he burned his tires up that much or if he's trying to save fuel maybe to cut this race in half. But man, he's really showing. Here comes Walker down pit road.
Yeah, Walker has worn the right-hand side of that machine off completely. The Kevin Harvick throwback has
Good
all
scheme.
but seen it.
Scheme.
Excellent scheme. It's fitting for this racetrack, but right now, starting 3rd, I mean, he's got a long way to go to get back up there. He's in 15th position.
That's unfortunate for him because, starting 3rd, it's so optimistic about having a good start to the race. And right there, unfortunately, it's going to cost him a little bit. curious to see, you know, as this field continues to get spread out, the two starting to really put some gap over the 0-0 of Joyner. And then Nail in this 48 is kind of sticking. He's been stuck in that half a second gap all day with behind the 33 or the 0-0, excuse me, for the I'd say about the last 10-15 laps, and the 92's kind of been right there within that 0.5 of a second gap behind him. So it's kind of about a half a second gap other than the two from the 0-0, but from the 0-0 to the 92, it's about a half a second gap each car.
Yeah, I'm interested to see because Nail has been matching lap times with Volnix. Every now and then he'll be faster than Joyner. Last time by, though, he lost all that time he had made up. So it's kind of back and forth for the 48 car right now. He has the speed, though. He is showing that he can hang with the top three. It's just the consistency. That's the matter that he needs to attend to now, because if he can run consistent 32.6s, right there at 32.8, he's going to give all that time back. If he can keep it right there pegged with Molnix, he'd probably catch Joyner.
Yeah, he'd have a good chance, but I think Molnix is really, you can tell, he is trading laps with Joyner at the moment. Like you said, the 48 and the 92, not too far off of them. I just think right now, obviously Molnix has clean air, so that's a big help, number one, but he's just a couple hundredths faster, and he keeps pulling away. I know he's dealing with lap traffic in the 3, but I think as the 3 starts pulling away here, he's really going to start pulling, I think, gapping himself from the rest of the field. Is 15 of Ethan Wisnowski's in pit road. Interesting to see. Dirk's now going to jump everybody. The question is, now that I'm seeing here, Dirk Likes has been about a 7/8 of a second a lap faster. If these guys can make it to 50, obviously they're going to one stop. I think Dirks is going to probably try to cut this into thirds instead of cutting it in half. I'll be interested to see. He will jump to the lead just because of his pace that he's setting right now, about a half a second a lot faster, especially once the 2 and the 0-0 92 who just got by the 48, because the 48's bringing it down pit lane. So this will be interesting to see. Some guys are probably not going to be able to make it to 50, and they're going to try to cut it into thirds.
Well, and I think right now, Molnix and Joyner are pretty much dedicated to this one-stop race. If they can make it to lap 50, like you said, they're good to go. But stretching this run out further and further will allow that 3 car because of the pace. Oh, he's having problems. I think he's throwing it away here. He has heavy right side damage.
Yeah, I think he smacked the wall off of turn 4. Oh, I don't know if it was, I don't think it was off of 2. It was down the backstretch, surprisingly. Oh, got loose off of 2 and then tried to correct it and then hooked it up the outside wall. And I mean, that with heavy suspension damage there. And he's falling more than a lap down. He gets loose there, tries to save it. The car snaps back way too quick there for him. And you can see right there, I mean, he just nails the outside wall. And that's not a safer barrier. That's a concrete wall. So even more extensive damage to the 3, and he's bringing it down pit lane again.
And that's probably going to do it for the run that the 3 car was trying to put together. It's going to take a caution to get him back into this one.
Now with the 48 pitting, I'm curious to see what kind of lap times. He's through traffic at the moment, but he was running top 5. I got to think, if you can't make it to 50, does this kind of force your hands, the hands of the top 3 now to pit? Because I'm curious to see once the 48 puts a lap in here of Chris Nell, I think if he can put a solid lap, now he's got clean air. That's going to help him a lot, but here comes the 77 down pit lane as well. That's Zach White in that Jasper Racing car. Ooh, good little throwback Dave Blaney there, but 48 turns a 30.951. That's almost 2 seconds faster than Daniel Molnix right now.
And it will even out, but like I said, he's dedicated to a
he's going to get the lead
two-stop.
once Molnix pits.
But he's dedicated to that 2-stop versus these guys that are still stretching it out. You've got Heatran, the last car outside of the guys that have pitted, in 9th position. Spencer Johnson, Jeremy Burns, Joseph Terciano, Christian Rodrigo, Brent Allen. That's the guys that they're really far back here, and I don't think it's really benefiting them to try to stay out with these leaders. They might as well come down pit road at this point.
Yeah, we'll see. And I think Mitchell Costner, excuse me, he's starting to fall off a little bit there. That last time was a 33.2, about I'd say about a half a second off. He's dropped to about 3 seconds. We were talking about him not too long ago. It was only a second and a half behind. Now he's 3 seconds. Is he saving fuel to get to that 50 mark, or has he just lost the grip in his Goodyear Eagles?
Look at the 48. He lost some grip because he's right up next to the wall.
Oh, yeah. And look at the 48 on fresh tires. Just blows by him. Oh, he gets the wall that time.
Got into it.
Tell you what, man, this 48, he's going to have a good track position here if the 2 and the 00 can't make it. And here comes the 00.
There it is.
Yeah.
It
and
stayed out too long.
Wow. Question is, now with the 3-stop, yeah, the tire fall off is going to be bigger. I think the 48 is going to hit the cliff quicker than obviously the 00 will. But now you split this race into thirds. When do you want to pit again? Do you want to pit with 30 to go and kind of cut this race into thirds, or even with 25 to go? 6 race, and there's 5 sets in the pits here, so there's no shortage of tires to use in a 100-lap race here. And here comes the 48 by the 2, and the leader's coming in.
A little sideways there for Molnix, but a lot smoother than it was for the 3 of Dirk Likes when he hit pit road. So,
and the 00 is barely leaving pit road right now. Ronnie Joyner just leaving, so the 48 is going to be about a straightaway ahead, and the 2 car just coming into his pit box. So we'll see. He's going to have about a 14-15 second pit stop here. So the 48 going to round off of turn 4. He'll for sure get the lead. The question is, how much is he going to get the lead by? Because the 48's pit stop is just going to go get done. And here comes the 48 by the 2. The question is, where does the 00 shake out? He might actually come right around the 2, and he will. So Joyner will jump Molnix, and the 48 jumps both of them.
Molnix not having a good time on pit road, and it's
Chris
amazing.
Nail's
Like,
gonna
with a
get the
couple
lead.
laps for the 00 Joyner to get up here, and he'll be within about 20
seconds.
That's a long gap there, huh?
Wow, that, and especially for only 1 lap of pit stop. I know it's a 2-second fall, but one.
Yeah,
No,
I
he
mean, look at the
jumped him
lane,
by a
though.
half
You
a
look at the
straightaway.
time, it's almost a full second in the pit lane that he was slower, and a full second in the box. So
That is unfortunate there for Molnix, and like you said, a second. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, if you're Joyner, you have a little bit extra track to kind of start saving. You got 3.5 seconds to the 2, but the question is, he's sitting about 7.2 seconds back from Chris Nail in the 48. Good strategies brewing here. That's the question. Now, if you're the 48, how good have you been saving your tires to start this runoff? Because you're going to have to go longer than the guys behind you will. The guys behind him only going to have to go 25, 30 laps, where Jordan might have to go from 35 to 40 laps to really make it a comfortable run for him. Here, he's already got he's coming up to start his 10th lap of the run. So, be interesting to see.
Here's another thing to think about, Alec. We still have 2 cars
yeah,
out
I'm
here
a
that are going to
Regal.
get the pit, Regal and Burns.
It burns.
And they're
we're
trying to
talking
make it to
about Burns.
halfway.
We're talking about Burns and how much he was falling off.
That might
Is
have
he
been
going
why.
to be is he saving fuel?
But
But
Regal's out of fuel.
yeah, that's an issue. If Burns can go 1 more lap, it's going to be really tight to see if he can make it on fuel. But he'll give himself a chance, and I think the 97 is going to stay at 1 more lap. But say we're coming to the finish here, and he would be, if he was to go 50 laps, he would be taking the white flag right now, and Chris Nail would be charging at him full pace, only 1.7 seconds back on 50 lap fresher tire, or on 20, 30 lap fresher tires. So this could be a possibility shaking up when we get to see that white flag, when we get to the checkered flag. But I think the 97 is going to bring it in now, so he'll still actually have to save again. But this would be really tight to see if he can make it on fuel on 1 stop. Impressive to go 50 laps, almost 51 laps. That's pretty good. Big moment there. Can't throw it away into pit road, and he almost does. Good save.
Another moment on pit road. No shortage of those tonight.
I'll tell you, Atlanta's one of the hardest places to get on pit road. Especially this legacy old Atlanta, man. Especially when you have tires falling off 2-3 seconds, almost minimum grip, and then having to go from 160, 170 in the corners to backing down to 45 mile an hour. It's tough, and you're gonna have to wheel it into pit road. Oh, 83 in the wall again. Comes a 97 of Burns out of pit road.
He'll be a lap down.
He's going to be on save mode, too. I just don't know if that strategy is going to work. Rock Regal's just off of turn number 2. He's not too far from the leader. He's only about a second and a half, 2 seconds up the, or excuse me, about 3 seconds up the road.
Remember, though, he didn't make it to lap 50, so he's going to have to
Yeah,
save
he's
even
going to
more
be in
than
a tight
Burns.
spot. They're both going to be close. I think they're going to get better fit. If Rodrigo can kind of save that extra lap, then yeah, he's got a for sure chance of getting himself a top 5, for sure a top 10. And I think the 97 has a chance as well of getting a top 5 or top 10. It's just going to depend how much this run shakes out.
Yeah.
You look at the last run, they were all kind of tight packed together. Now you're even more spread out. Number one, less chance of caution with being more spread out. And number two is you're not pushing it harder, especially
a
big moment there. You're not pushing it harder racing somebody. You're going your own pace, especially if you're by yourself like the 48 is. You can kind of run your own pace.
Fortunately, though, we have the 54 machine in front of him.
Frank Walsh, he's fighting for his lap. He's trying to fight to stay on the lead lap. He's going to get out of the way here, the 48. He'll let him go. That's a good move there. And now Chris Schnell is going to get the lead, but he's only 3.5 seconds back, or excuse me, ahead of the 33 of Joyner, or the 00 of Joyner. And Joyner has 6 lap fresher tires, 7 lap fresher tires, excuse me. So yeah, he's got it's 6, but and he's turning about 0.6, half a second a lap faster. I think Joyner's going to get there within the next 3 or 4 laps.
31.420 to the 32.068 that Chris Nail just turned. And that half a second is going to dwindle down 2.7 as they go through 3 and 4. This next time by probably going to be somewhere around the 2-second range or lower as he comes across 00. I mean, I'm still impressed with what he did on pit road to pass Molnix. He's stretched that out another second since that happened.
Yeah. Well, he got out 3 seconds. He's now 2 seconds ahead, but I think Molnix going to have to really, really push if he wants to get to him. And right now, you see he's, and look at the traffic. This might help Molnix a little bit, though, is that traffic, a little of that traffic ahead of him. That might be the only thing that slows him down.
It's definitely going to help Nail.
It will, that's for sure. But Nail also had to deal, I think he had to deal with a little bit less, but I think still, even though Joyner's going to be in traffic, there's just so much difference in tires that I just don't think he's going to be able to hold him off.
So here we set just past the halfway point here. Lap number 58 coming around for the 48 car. This gives us a prime opportunity. Since we have our volume working now, we had a little hiccup there with pretty much everything that plugged into my headset here today not working. So we had to fix all of it. And let's take this opportunity to test it out, make sure it's working. Find the volume knob. We're going to bring some noise here. QSR in Atlanta. Well, you saw it right there just now, a little contact there between the 33 and the 00. He gave him no time or no room to get out of the way.
And I don't think it's going to be much of a fight here from the 48 and Nail. I just don't think he's going to have anything for him. And 00 Joyner's going to go, Ronnie Joyner's going to go right on by the fresher tires here. Don't look now, about a second.
Contact!
33. And remember, Rodrigo's trying to save fuel, but he gets into the 48. I'm curious if the 48 has any damage from both sides. That was a big save out of both of them. I thought that was going to be a wreck down the backstretch. Good job, both of them saving it. But like I said, no, look now, here comes the 2 of Molnex. He's closed it only about a half second behind the 48 and only a second between the 00 and him.
Yeah, it's looking like the 2 of Molnex is probably going to be the next one to get by the 48 car, but throw it back to the original strategy. This 48 car probably going to come down pit road within the next 15, 20 laps. He'll be on faster tires, and based off the situation, I mean, he's going to be really close. If he can do what he did on pit road the last time around, he might have enough gap that he can stay ahead of these guys.
Yeah, the question is, how much is he going to fall back? Because he's still, obviously, 48's still going to have to pit. He's going to pit earlier. The question is he going to be able to do, because what do we got left? There's still over 30 laps to go. If he can stay within 3 seconds of the 00 before he pits, he's got a genuine shot here, but man, he's falling off right here.
Yeah, I think he's pushing it just a little too much. He needs to just stick to the track here and run his pace. Trying to keep up with Molnex there. Almost lost it coming off a turn 4. The guy was kind of sleeping on us here, the 92, Mitchell Costner.
Yeah,
I think he's got potential for a top 3 here. Even with that right front damage, he's maintained the top 5 since this race pretty much began. He worked his way from back deep in this field, about mid-pack from 12th. And I mean, he's got the speed. I don't know what happened to him in qualifying, but he's definitely one of the faster cars on this racetrack.
He's definitely got a shot. I wouldn't put it past him that he's definitely got a shot. I see it here. I mean, you might need a caution, obviously, to have a chance to win, but if the 48 strategy doesn't work out, and he really starts falling off, yes, the 92 has a shot at a top 3, without a doubt, especially fresh tires.
Checking back in here with their last season champion, Jeremy Burns. He's still a lap down here. He is catching up a little bit to Christian Rodrigo in the 33 machine, but again, he's in ultimate save mode right now. He's probably clutching every single turn. You're not going to really make up time. It's just a matter of mistakes for the car in front of you. He's not trying to chase anyone down. He's trying to maintain this car to make it in one stop.
Exactly, and he and his moment, and it's weird as a driver when you have to kind of save. You never really need to push the car. It's a weird feeling to save tires and at the same time save fuel and not. And remember, you're not racing. He's still a lap down. So I just think it's going to be tough. I know he's got fresher tires, but I just don't know how he can win. I just don't see it right now. He doesn't have enough pace. He's too far behind, I think, for the strategy to work. Because you got to think about it. He's going to be on 50-lap old tires coming to the white flag, where everybody else is going to be only on 25, 30-lap fresher tires. It's going to be really hard to see somebody, I think, hold him off. I know he's got fresher tires now. He has to make it up now. And especially with these lap cars holding up the leaders, this is his best chance to start making stuff up.
It's chaos up here. Rodrigo, the 85 of, oh, sorry, I lost track there for just a split second, but that's the 85 of Wyatt Walker. I mean, they were almost 3 wide. They're coming off of turn 3. They're going to try it again.
And that's allowing Molnex to catch these guys, to catch the 00 here. And he doesn't have one lap fresher tires.
Yeah, he's been kind of picking away out of here. Got him down to 6/10 now.
He got the lead early.
Laps these lap cars are hurting the 00 for sure.
Yeah, and remember, the 2 got the lead early, led all the laps until the pit cycle, lost the lead. But man, that 2 car is just on rails tonight. He is running down this 00 from 3 seconds back at the beginning of the run, and he's there.
He also has to contend with the same lap traffic, though. I mean, he could still get caught up here with this car in front.
Got a chance. I mean, it just depends.
22 machine of Bryson Witherspoon. He's still trying to put a challenge here on Joyner, but Joyner probably trying to keep that cushion behind him. Keep the situation at bay. Don't let him get to your inside, because you saw how much time the 00 lost when that started. And to what he is now, he's starting to maintain that gap again.
Not a bad idea here, but I just think, I mean, obviously Joyner's got a little bit fresher, I guess, track position because he's got the lead, but these lap cars are not making it easy for the 00 here. As a matter of fact, they're hurting him right now.
They're taking the air off the back end of it. You can see coming out of 4, he gets really sideways. The back end starts to float. He has to lift out of the throttle to catch it. So there's another 10th. And a car in the wall. Now, Molnick's going to have to deal with that. There goes the cushion.
Yep. And he gained, but yeah, now it's just him and the leader. It's just Joyner and it's just Molnick. And the 48 car, I believe, with 30 laps, he ran 32 laps, excuse me, on that run. Now here comes the 48 pitting. How much time can he make up, although he's not having a fast entry in the pit road?
That was very conservative.
Yeah, way too conservative.
I know that you don't want to lose it, but you got to commit a little bit more than that, because this is a matter of, 2 or 3 seconds on this racetrack. This might have cost him a top 3 tonight.
That might. We'll see, though. He's going to be able to. It just depends on what the top 2 do coming into pit road. If they take each other out, obviously, you're looking good. But if they don't, you're in trouble. And look at this. Molnick is right there on the 00 Joyner.
I was hopping back there to check where Mitchell Costner was. He's about 6.5, 7 seconds back now. But here's back up to Ruck Regal. They're starting to race hard, and all the way on the outside, it looks like the 2-car Molnick's going to prevail out of 2.
He is now, if you're the 00, do you try to short pit him here and pit this time by? Here he comes to the inside. You'll actually cut off the 40 if you pit now. The question is, does he do it? 2 stays out, and so does the 00. So it's just these 2. When does the 00? Does he try to short pit him again? He's going to have to. That 2's fast.
Creatively, I think if you're Joyner right now, you're just going to try to hang with Molnick and pit when he pits. I don't think short pitting is going to benefit you at all. And if you could stretch it 1 more lap than him would be even better, because that's the advantage he has right now. He has 1 lap fresher tires. He was already faster than you in the last run. Maybe you can even the odds if you stay out 1 more lap. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, this 33 car is really holding up the 2 as well. Ruck Regal's holding up the 2. And here comes the 00 short pitting. Perfect timing, too, because the 2 is going to get stuck. His lap time is going to get hurt behind this 33 car. And he can't really fight it because Ruck Regal has fresher tires in him. So this is going to hurt him. And here he comes underneath him, side by side. This is just killing lap time.
He's got another car to contend with here very soon as well. It's Ethan Wisnowski and the number 15, number 5 on your screen.
And the 2's pitting.
He's calling it out, but Ruck Regal's going to have to go high.
Oh, he's going to hit him. He's going to hit him, and there goes the 2. And the caution comes out, and the 2 misses pit road, and he comes spinning in. And that is big for the dominant car of the day. David Molnick slides, and how about Mitchell Costner jumping to the lead while Ronnie Joyner just got out of pit road and got service to his car. And the 48 of Chris Nail trapped the lap down.
That changes everything.
25 laps to go, and this race flipped on its head. And I think the 2's going to get a penalty for entering a closed pits after spinning into the injury.
I mean, you heard the call out for pit road. We heard Alec say it here on the broadcast. Obviously, the 33 didn't get that memo.
I don't think he did. I mean, he just ran into the back of him.
I mean, he held his line at the bottom of the racetrack the whole time. I know the 5's to the outside, but now at this point, he can move up. So he obviously didn't know the 2 cars pitting.
Ah, man, that's just unfortunate. You really do hate to see that there. And especially how fast he was, the 2. I just wonder how much damage he has. He does have a penalty, though, for sure, but wow.
This makes strategy with some of these other guys that had stayed out trying to stretch this run. It might put them in a spot where they can make it, but tire-wise, I don't think it's wise to stay out here.
No, I think you got to pit. The 97, I think, is on the lead lap, so I think he's fine. Kendrick Horn is, wow, how about that? Kendrick Horn's going to win the race off pit road. Richard Costner didn't get out there, and I don't think Molnick or Joyner is going to get the lead. Ronnie Joyner is a lap down. He's going to have to take the wave around.
Yeah, Ruck Regal, Joyner. I don't think Ruck Regal's going to get a wave because of the contact.
No, he will not.
So he's just going to drop to the tail end of the field here.
Molnick, even though he spun, is still going to be fourth. Oh, what in the world is the 33 doing?
I'm not quite sure. Does he think he's getting away? Because I'm pretty certain he's not.
I would be surprised if he did, but I don't know.
Well, nonetheless, this sets us up here with about 20 to go when we go back green. We're going to take a quick break, though, here live on V-Speed. You're watching the QSR Chase for the Cup live on V-Speed. More coverage continues right after this.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Back live at Atlanta, the 25 of Kendrick Horn is going to take the green flag and lead them into turn one. Big shuffle here in the top five.
Oh.
After some contact with the 33 of Ruck Green. We got three wide back here.
Four wide. Look at this joiner in the middle. 4 wide. 60 at the racetrack. They all keep it going. And now it's between Joyner and the two of Monex. Monex in that last caution, but because of the limited cars on the lead lap, he's still in third. Joyner falls right behind in fourth. And how about this? Jeremy Burns back in the fight. He's in the top five.
Yeah, the 97 no longer in save mode. You're going to see the true speed of this car and what it's capable of.
And it's only a 20 lap race, a 20 lap sprint here to the finish. And how about Kendrick Horn, 6/10 of a second lead over the field, and we haven't talked about him all night. Not in the top five, and now he's leading this thing.
Started back in 15th position, biggest mover of the race so far. 14 spots gained, and attack on another 6/10 to those 14 spots. He's pulling away from these guys. Is he overdriving it though, Alec? That's what we got to take into consideration.
20 laps is still a decent amount, but if you get a caution here, especially with how everybody's racing, I think you can afford to push it this hard. Right now, Kendrick Horn's biggest, the biggest of is that 92 of Mitchell Costner. He needs him to hold off the 97 and the 00s. The 97 got by Joyner here, and look at this. Look at all these cars behind him.
Yeah, well, you got the 85 of Wyatt Walker, the 15 of Ethan Wisnowski. These guys fighting to be on the lead lap. This is for the lucky dog position. If we have another yellow, these guys battling in the front. So it's technically all for position right here in the top five.
Yeah, right now, Costner. No, the 5 almost gets him into the wall. Got a whole lot of aero tank there behind the 85, and here comes the two of Monex. But the 5 and the 85 are really stunting the progress of the two.
To it here. Wisnowski's got to be careful because, I mean, the 2 cars already got it once today. He doesn't need another one.
Yeah, he
And
does.
move up
This is
in
going
front
to
of
be
him.
hard to see. I just think the 2's going to have a lot. He's going to have a lot of work to do in 15 laps. Man, that 25 car dropped back to these guys really quick. Because remember, he's 6/10, he's 4/10 now. And the question is, like you said, is he pushing these tires through? Monex finally gets by the 2 lap cars, and now Burns and Joyner are going to have to work around. The top 5 going to be under a blanket here. The 13 of Brett Allen, I believe, has been disqualified for not serving a penalty.
So Brent Allen done for the day. Quentin Stewart also out of this race after some troubles there at the start. He's now 43 laps down, so a tough break for him. But Kendrick Horn, yeah, we were just talking, you mentioned it. I think he was pushing this car too hard because now every single lap that takes by, he's about a 10th slower than the rest of the field.
15 laps to go is a long way, and especially because you got to hold off that 2 and the 97 and even the 00. But that 2, gonna have to find a way around the 92 here. Is man, almost gets close. But now it's up to Mitchell Costner if he can hold off the 2. We felt like, remember, we were talking about him earlier in the race. Does Costner have enough to hold off this 2 and save? Because he seemed like he had a decent long run pace. And I want the 97. Has he learned from his mistake early in this race, pushing those tires too hard?
At first glance, thought it was a FedEx car. It says Fed Up.
Fed up. I know you can relate,
They're about to go 3 wide for the lead here, huh?
Yeah, they might. I know you can relate to the old Fed Up, but I'll tell you what, he's got a chance here. Here comes the 92 down the backstretch with the run. He's going to get a big run here off of turn 4. That's the question. Can he get to the outside of the 25 of Horn? No, not yet.
We saw it in the first stint of this race at the outside, and 1 and 2 is really strong. If he can shoot that gap on the exit roll,
25's going to have to hold up there. Oh, he went low. Look at there. Here comes the 2. 92's going to get a big run on the outside. Can the 25 clear? He's going to have to try. Oh, the 92 cut the wall.
I think Molnix might have ran him to it.
I don't know, but now the 25 holds on to lead, but here comes the 2, and here comes the 97. Oh, the 85 way up the track. And Molnix going to have a big run. The 25 cannot let him get to that outside. And he does. Here comes the 2. Molnix to the outside. That 2 car is going to roll that outside lane. No problem around the 25. Oh, we got loose, and so did the 25. But the 2's momentum is just going to carry him off the corner. The 97 with the run gets blocked by the 25. And Daniel Molnix going to get to the lead, and here comes Jeremy Burns trying to get around the 25 hit. Horn not letting him go, and here comes Costner as well.
You saw the back end kick out. He just chased it all the way to the quad oval there to keep that car at the bottom of the racetrack. That's probably not going to be good on the right rear, but he had to do it.
Oh, Joyner way up. Almost into the wall.
These guys are just on the edge every lap.
This is classic NASCAR brawn. Here comes Kendrick Horn to the inside of Jeremy Burns, but now he's going to lose 1. He might lose 2. Here comes Costner.
I think the 25's done. He's lost his tires.
11 to go here. Let's see. Yeah, Joyner's just struggling here as well. He's got a little bit older tires than the 2, because remember, he had to take the wave around here. Might be able to get by the 25 here. I think he's just got a little bit more. Oh, look at that 25 get loose. Oh, 25 over drove there, and so did the 00. He's 00's on the inside now. Gonna get really loose underneath him. Here it is. Oh, contact! And Daniel Molnix is just driving away.
Half a second now for the 2 car. Jeremy Burns finally showing the speed here that he had all race long, but...
Oh, 25 clipped the wall!
Under fire, though. 97 car might get passed by Mitchell Costner before this is all said and done.
Oh, we got trouble down the backstretch. Owen Vinoy going slow.
No yellow, he gets it back squared and back up to speed, so we're going to stay green here. 8 laps to go as they cross the line. And Joyner got by Kendrick Horn here, and now
It's the battle for second.
I tell you right now, Jeremy Burns did not have the start to this season that he wanted. Coming off of that last season, he did not have a good finish at Daytona. Neither did the 00 Joyner. So both those guys have had bad starts to this. Really loose off a 2 there. It's going to allow Costner to catch up a little bit, but yeah, this is the day that Jeremy Burns has to undo Daytona.
Yeah, and I think if you look at Daytona, especially, Daytona's such, you know, big moment there on the bottom. Now you're going to get a big run here. Here comes Costner. But Daytona's one of those tracks. You might always get a bad finish, and when you come to a track here where the talent's more in your hands, especially with these cars, you know, you can really make a bad day good and a good day bad. There goes the 87 in the wall. And Costner gets by. Matter of fact, he gained on the 2. Can he gain up with 5 laps coming to 5 to go here? Costner's got some pace. Does Molnix have? Is he just backing it off here and saving any chance if anybody wants to make a charge?
We got
Costner
5 to go here. That's plenty of time at this pace. It's a couple tenths of laps.
Oh, he got tight there. He's going to almost get up into the wall. Gave all of that back there. He has to push it hard, but he cannot afford to push it too hard and make a mistake. One more mistake out of him, even though he looks like he's got a little more pace, is going to cost him any chance at this win.
Yeah, he's really eating the throttle of that thing off before, got sideways, gave up the time. So everything he gained, he just gave it back.
This time, and Molnix has it down on the bottom here, hugging that white line. I2 on the outside wall, trying to make it work. He's just losing more time now. I think Molnix is going to start pulling away here.
3 laps to go when they come out of turn 4. Daniel Molnix has led 40 laps here today out of the 100 scheduled. And he's about to lead 3 more based off of the lap times.
That time, Molnix a lap faster there, or about a 10th faster, and now the 97 got back to the second fastest car on track. He's starting to run down the 97. The 00 has really good pace. It would be interesting to see if he was on the lead lap as the 85 behind him gets into the wall.
Joyner getting loose as well as he came out of turn 2, so looked like a little bit of speed that Joyner had just came back. Everybody's taking and then they give. A lot of give and take here in these last 3 laps, and this is usually the time where it's all take and no give.
Oh yeah. We'll see here, the 92 gained about a 10th here that last lap. It's going to be enough, although he's losing some time. Man, that 2 car, when he needs to just push it down, the throttle down, he just absolutely gaps him.
Yeah, he's doing a great job just maintaining. He's not letting those guys get within 3 tenths. He sees that guy come down a tenth, then he pushes it for a lap. Undoes everything. But here we go. White flag up in the air. 150 miles here today. Maybe a few decibels, probably somewhere in the 160 range. Will correct me, I'm sure. Daniel Molnix will correct me because guess what? He knew exactly the distance that he had to travel here today at this destination here in Georgia. He's going to come down the backstretch for the final time into 3 and 4, down to the inside of Ruck Regal, and he's going to be victorious in race number 2 here at QSR. Daniel Molnix gets the win at Atlanta.
What a drive there from Molnix. Dominant car of the day. Absolutely dominated the race. He's 44 laps, and heck, he starts on the pole, finishes where he started. Not too bad.
Mitchell Costner able to hold on to the 2nd spot. Jeremy Burns and the recovery that he had here today. He was outside the top 10 at one point in this race. With the strategy, he's able to come out home in the 3rd position.
What a race. What a race that was. And heck, how about that Molnix? While pinning, he got hit. He was the only caution. He was involved in the only caution today. He still comes home and gets the win. How about that? What a race. Burning down here in Atlanta. What a win. What a win for Daniel Molnix. Awesome there. And how about the top 2 there? How about 92? We were talking about Mitchell Costner. Say, could he get a top 3 tonight? And yeah, he did. And how about Jeremy Burns also coming back and getting top through there? Good rebound for both of them for where they were before that caution, and they capitalize on the situation when they get track position.
Post-race interviews with your top three. You're watching the QSR Simulations Chase for the Cup. Race number 2 at Atlanta. Here on V-Speed, we'll be right back while we round these drivers up. More coverage continues right after this.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
What do you want me to get?
Getting here live, Daniel Molnix is the winner here today. He led 43 laps to be victorious. Final results coming up on your screen. Mitchell Costner gonna finish in second position. Jeremy Burns. Both these drivers just, Jeremy did a phenomenal job, but up 10 spots for Mitchell Costner here today. Biggest mover of the race. Tied with actually Kendrick Horn. He was up more spots at one point, led some laps, but Ronnie Joyner coming home in 4th after leading some laps as well. And again, the 25 coming home in 5th. Christian Rockriegel, a car that was a lap down. Well, he's going to be the first car a lap down here today. Finishes in 6th. He got into the back of the 2 car during pit stops and wasn't able to get the wave around to put him back on the lead lap. Wyatt Walker will bring it home in 7th. Ethan Wisnowski is going to finish in 8th. Spencer Johnson in the 9th position. And Zach White is going to round out your top 10.
And in 11th was Frank Walsh. 12th was Joseph Terciano? Terciano. Apologies there. Owen Vanoy comes home 13th. Mike Petrin, 14th. Bryson Witherspoon, 15th. Brett Allen, 16th. Chris Nail had a mechanical failure, I believe, during the pace laps, had to end the race, so he comes home 17th. Quentin Stewart comes home 18th, and Dirk Likes comes home and rounds out the field in 19th.
And I'm just going to shout out to Mike Petrin. We got it wrong again. We're working on it. I think we've had somebody new. Yeah,
Petrin. My apologies.
we've been working on it. That was one of the names when I first started over here that I caught a lot of flack for. So one of those guys that wants his name pronounced, I guess, and we're doing our best here on V Speed. But let's get you down trackside now. Jeremy Burns is going to be with Alec Martinez down on pit road. Third place finisher.
Jeremy Burns, Alec Martinez, Bradley Cooper in the VSP booth. You got a comment, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, you started off the race well. You led a couple laps. You fall back here, trying to save fuel. It looked like you're going to try to one-stop it there. Caution comes out with the 2 and the 33 making contact. You rally back to third. Take us through your race there towards that final run.
Well, we ended up getting a lucky dog there on that caution, which I think was the biggest break for us. And then just trying to work our way back up through lap traffic. And the people that were back there, because I had to start at tail end and try to work my way up through. And I knew that it was going to be between, who could get through it faster, Molnix or me. And, the guy that finished second, he came up flying on me. So, overall, we had great pace. Tried doing something with the strategy. I don't know if it would have ended up working, but overall, just really happy for the 97 crew. I think that rallying back to being a lap down, getting the lucky dog at an untimely caution is something that we can't hang our head on and, take it into next week. Just, try to keep the momentum up. And I know we didn't get the finish that we wanted at Daytona. Get on the podium here at Atlanta. So that's always good. Did a lot better than I did last season. So overall, the race was pretty good. Second run there was, it was one of those runs where you're slicing and dicing through the field and figuring out who's burning up their stuff, who isn't. And I unfortunately burnt my stuff up a little bit there towards the end. So gave up a position there. Could have had second, but gave it up. But, overall it was a pretty good night.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about next week. You go out to Auto Club Speedway, obviously Gen 4 cars. That track, you'll probably be all over the racetrack. How do you feel about going out there and seeing if you can get a win after the rally here at Atlanta after Daytona?
I like Auto Club. Auto Club's strong suit for me in a lot of different cars. So Gen 4 should be no different. I missed it last season. So really haven't gotten much experience there, at least running leagues. Ran a couple officials there. So feel pretty good. I know that we're going to unload fast. 97's going to unload fast as a team. And we're going to put it together for the Irwin Tools and Sharpie car and see what we can do next week.
Absolutely, man. Well, we appreciate your time there, Jeremy. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to here for the finish?
Yeah, my mom and dad, Josie, Dylan, Coach P, Sonny, my grandma, Miss Betsy, they have continued support. Julie, Derek, Caroline, Shan, Belinda, any other supporters in the league, the crew here on the 97, they did a pretty good job today. And any other sponsors in the league that come in and sponsor at the races and, give us the ability to do this. And, of course, you guys over here at V-Speed for broadcasting, doing such a great job. And, look forward to rewatching this one and getting after it next week.
Absolutely, man. Well, we appreciate your time, brother. Well, have a good night. And again, congratulations on third place finish. And we'll see you next week out at Auto Club.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Third place finisher of the night here, Jeremy Burns in the number 97. This gives me an opportunity here because we have, I think officially we have Mitchell Costner in here. I
We do.
This is him. So here's our second place finisher of the day, Mitchell Costner in the number 92. We were kind of scaling you. You said you were fed up all over the car, stressed, if you will. For good reason, though. This car would look like it was a handful all night, and you were somehow able to keep it up there in the top 3 at the end of this thing. How did you do it? Because, frankly, I was losing my mind just watching it.
Yeah, the trick with this car is pretty much don't overdrive it, or else it's going to punish you at the end of the run. So I was just trying to keep the same pace throughout the whole run, and it mostly worked out.
Well, Mitchell, you come out on the second position, but you gained 10 spots to be here. You started back in 12th. You led 2 laps. Now, was there any situation where you felt like if this race stayed green or maybe you pitted at a different time, was there anything you could do to catch Daniel Molnix tonight?
I don't think so. I think he had the best car. He was the best driver all night long. And maybe if I wouldn't have messed up in qualifying, I would have been able to keep closer on the pit cycles. But I think there was no real stopping him. Even in practice, he was consistently the fastest car. So I was just happy to run in the top 3 there and get some points.
Well, and finally, Mitchell, you kept pace with him here towards the end of the race, but you got ahead of Jeremy Burns for that one more on the podium. Back before we had that caution, you were running about fourth, third position. Do you think that anybody else out here had a chance to take Daniel Molnix on? We saw Chris Nail, he had a technical issue, but there was a few drivers that had tried a different strategy. Do you think anybody else would have been able to pull it off?
Oh no, he was just so consistent on his laps and saving his tires while still running fast lap times. I think he was really on another level compared to the rest of us tonight. But it's nice to be able to battle with him at the end there. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully we can do that more this season.
Well, Mitchell, I know that all of those questions made you keep talking about Daniel winning the race, but frankly, man, you did a fantastic job. It was nice to see your pace out there. Very fast car. Do you have anybody you'd like to shout out while we got you up here?
Just my girlfriend. I mean, she watches all my races, so I was just glad to do well while she was watching, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Shout out to girlfriend Costner for being here and watching us here on V-Speed. We appreciate your time, Mitchell, and hopefully we get to talk to you again up here in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, and great broadcast, guys. Thanks for everything you do.
Appreciate that.
Have a good one.
Very much. That is your second place finisher. Kind words from him, and we thank him for his time. That finally brings us down to victory lane, where we have Alec Martinez along the dominant driver of the day. He's no stranger to being up here in the broadcast booth. It's your race winner, Daniel Molnix, in victory lane.
Well, Daniel, man, you had a heck of a race car today. I mean, you led 44 laps, started on the pole, you finished where you start. Had to work for it there at the end, but was able to get it no problem there. How was that final run there, running those guys down and getting that lead?
We've all seen Talladega Nights, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, you remember how his crew chief said he was driving like a pissed off teenager?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I did after getting turned. I knew that I was burning my stuff up, but at the same time, I mean, I didn't really have a whole lot of time to save tire because I didn't want to save too much and then not be able to get there, you know? So I just kind of let it hang out a little bit, and I mean, it worked out.
It sure did. I'll tell you what, man. It looked like you just had the field on cover tonight. And next week, I want to shift your focus. Possibility of going back to back next week out at Auto Club. Do you think you have a chance of doing that? And we know Auto Club, kind of like this with the surface, obviously a little bit more wide and a little bit faster. Do you think chance of going back to back is possible?
Definitely possible. This track, I mean, it's like racing on sandpaper. Next week, it's pretty abrasive too. But I mean, that track's so wide. You can make the top work, you can make the bottom work. I think the field's going to be a little bit more spread out next week, as far as bottom lane to top lane, not front to back. So we'll see. Should definitely have good pace though, I think.
For sure. Well, it's good confidence going into next week. Now, again, congratulations on the win, Daniel. Obviously, dominating win. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to here tonight?
V-Speed, y'all put on a good show week after week.
Hold
guys...
my beer, buddy. We made a mistake tonight. So.
Did you? What mistake was that?
Just first 5 minutes. Yeah, you'll find it.
Okay. All right. Well, 95% of the time, y'all put on a very good show. And I mean, all these guys in the field. This place is not easy to race on, especially, I mean, 100 laps, long race. Usually, about halfway through, you'll see guys just kind of zone out and wreck on their own, not realizing it. But all in all, clean race tonight. So that's all for them.
All right, well, that's good to hear, man. Well, we appreciate your time, brother. Again, congratulations, Daniel, and we'll look forward to hopefully speaking to you again next week out at Auto Club Speedway, and go celebrate this win, man.
All right, thank you, guys.
Appreciate you.
That's Daniel Molnix, the winner here today at Atlanta. He led 43 laps. I believe that's what the graphic was telling me. 44. Yeah, we'll correct that. And just another dominant race, and not quite half the laps led, but still the most laps led here for the 2 car, and it's going to be another beneficial points day. We saw it last season here where Molnex came in late into the season, and I said it here on V-Speed. I told all the Burns fans out there that was in the chat, if these two are in full time at the start of next season, look out. If you're Jeremy Burns, he's going to have to do some creative things. He was able to beat Ronnie Joyner tonight, but Daniel Molnex, very consistent, very fast. So you're going to see those strategies all season long for the 97 team and a lot of the rest of the field, where they're going to try to do something a little bit different than the 2 car just to get that advantage, because it's really going to come down to a couple tenths every single race.
That's going to be fun to watch, man. I'm looking forward to seeing all that. That's going to be really fun. I mean, those two both put on. We saw Burns fall back early in the race, but rebounded nicely. And Molnex, man, well, he was just kind of the dominant car all day and was able to hold on. And then when he needed to go up there, race hard and get the win, he was able to drive up there. And then once he got the lead, I mean, nobody had anything for him.
Yeah, it's clean air, so advantageous, especially in the Gen 4 car where you're able to run your own line, run it out wide to the wall, and do what you need to do to get ahead. And that, that 1 or 2 tenths that it takes to just arch that corner a little bit more, a lot easier to do when you have no traffic in the way. But we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast here for QSR Simulations and the Chase for the Cup. The Gen 4 cars going to be going live next Thursday night. So bring that schedule up on your screen. We're going to Auto Club, April 11th.
Be fun. That's gonna be fun. I love Auto Club, my home track, but man, we're gonna see those guys all over the racetrack from top to bottom. Those guys are gonna be on it, and man, it's gonna be fun to watch. I'll tell you that, Bradley.
It's gonna be unhinged action, very spread out, lots of 3 wide. I hope you guys can join us. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you set that notification, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a single race when we bring you flag-to-flag coverage all season long. But for everybody here at V-Speed and QSR, Anna Baker in the background doing the graphics, my co-commentator of the night, Alec Martinez, we thank you for watching tonight's production. We'll see you Saturday for Saturday Night Racing League at 10 p.m. Till then, everybody, take care.